Good morning, and today I'm going to share with you a very important concept, so listen carefully. Remember we talked about energies, and basically I have identified two types of energies for you to make it easy. There is the inward directed energy and the outward directed energy. The inward directed energy means shrinking and becoming smaller, and to summarize the consequences, things get worse. With the outward directed energy, things become better. It is driven by love. The inward one is driven by fear, right? So the two energies. Now, what is the behavior, let's say when you're close to people, when you say, I have enough friends, I don't need anybody, I don't need to meet new people, I don't need to interact with people that much because, I have my co-workers, I have my friends, I have my family, that's enough, so leave me alone. Is this the outward directed energy or is this the inward directed energy? It's the beginning of turning inward. Unfortunately, yes, you can say, but I really do have enough friends and I really do have enough people to talk to, so I don't need anybody else. That is still the beginning of turning inside out. Not a good sign, driven by fear. Whatever the fear might be, that you might be not interesting enough, that they might not like you, that they're too young for you, that you are, whatever that might be, that you will not have enough time for them. Whatever fear there is fear stopping you from opening up. Now, with the words open and close, we're going to have bit of an explanation here. When you open to people, you inquire, you ask questions about them, questions that you are really interested in, that you really want to know about them. You're not shy, you can be direct, you can be bold, you are sensitive, you are compassionate, you are loving in the way you ask questions. How is your mom feeling? How are you feeling? How's your toe? I heard you had a broken toe. I heard that your hamstring was hurting. How is it? Is it getting better? And that shows your interest. That is being open. Now, the being closed is not showing any affection, attention, or love, or showing very little. Hi, how are you? Oh, good. Yeah, me good too. Okay, bye. And there's also a neutral state. Do not mistake the neutral state for being open. You can say, I am open to people, I'm just sitting here. Still, that is not being open. That is the neutral state. You're not really closed. You don't reject people, you don't push people away, but you're not really open. Being open is making a step forward, and sometimes you need to make a few steps forward to open up other people, to get them out of their inward directed energy, or out of their neutral state. You make a step, you make another step, make the third step, and then they start to slowly walk towards you. It's kind of like taming a wild animal to create a union, to create a connection. You need to make a few steps, very careful, soft steps, not run towards them and go like, tell me all about you, I really want to know. The wild animal is going to run away, it might even bite you. You don't want that. And sometimes we are like wild animals. We need a bit of taming, we need a bit of soft stepping. And with your subtle openness, you have to take the soft steps. To give you a good example, I can't give you a good example, I can only give you a leaner example. Well, we'll have to deal with that. When you do come up to the person, remember what they told you last time, if it's not the first time you see them. Remember what sort of conversation you had with them. Were they going to go somewhere? Were they going to do something? Were they going to, travel? Did they have a problem? Did they have a cold? Were they trying to find something? You can always inquire about what happened after that last time you met. So, did you travel to the island? Did you do that? How did you do that? How did you get on with that? That shows your attention. That is a very soft first step. That is not aggressive. That's not you interfering into their personal life. That is you just sincerely inquiring about them. What does it show the other person? That you are interested in them, that you actually remember what they talked about last time you met, that you remember their name. And that's a must. That's the first step, remembering the person's name. The worst question in the world, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. What was your name again? That's the worst. That shows the person that you are so much inwards and so much not into them that you couldn't even remember their name. And to them it is the most important word in the world, believe me. Especially in Western society, Asia too. If you remember their name, halfway there, halfway towards making the connection. Then you just need to remember everything else that they say. So, do not remain in the neutral state of, I'm open, you can come and talk to me, I'm not pushing you off. Make the steps, be open. Being open is not staying still, it is advancing towards another person. Not with yourself. Hey, come here, I need to tell you what I'm up to, or I need to tell you what I want from life, or what my problems are. It's not advancing towards the other person, it is almost pushing them away because you are adding to their problems and pushing the information that they didn't ask for, really. They could have asked for it, then it's okay, it's appropriate. But again, keep it simple, because you don't want to say, well, so how did you get on with this and this? And they give you a whole story, which is way over your time limit, because you're actually in a hurry and you want to be going somewhere. So you don't want to do the same to other people. They ask you one question and you splash out the whole life on them. No, they ask you one question, give them one answer, and that one answer has to be more or less equal to the question. It can be a little bit longer than the question itself, but not by far longer. And so we are open. Now, one other important thing to remember is that we are open to other people, not for ourselves, but for other people. So you can say, well, I have enough friends, I don't need any more. Turn inside and spread out your prickles like a hedgehog. Don't touch me, I have enough friends, don't come near me. Being open is advancing towards other people. Life is a strange thing. We never stay with the same people forever. You know, people get divorced, and even if they don't, we were not married from birth, were we? One will always die first. You need to continue and renew your relationships all the time. Make new connections. Some connections will die off naturally. You don't have to keep in touch with your kindergarten friends all your life, because you go separate paths. One goes one way, the other goes the other way. It's difficult to communicate again because you have nothing in common, maybe. No common interest. Maybe you drag each other down by being together. Maybe one of you drags the other down and the other one tries to pull the other one up. It's, come on, come up to my level. No, I don't want to come up to your level. I'm quite happy here. Okay, maybe there's time to part slowly. You can meet once a year, but you don't have to meet every day like you did at kindergarten. Making new connections is a natural part of life. Connections when you're 70, connections when you're 80 or 90, you will always find the new connections, and there is nothing wrong with finding new connections. You don't make all your friends when you're in your 10s or 20s. You make new friends and new connections all your life. You're never too old for anything. There's no such thing, right? Okay, we're clear on that, right? Now, we're going to talk about gender, male and female. There's a lot of us that would like to talk to the opposite sex. And I'm like that too. And I'm sure other girls are too. They find it more interesting and stimulating talking to the opposite sex. Why? Because it is natural. We are. we are the two of us. We are halves. We are there to bring each other balance that we look for in life. So talking to the opposite sex is a lot less competitive. You can open up a lot easier because you know that the other person will not compare you to themselves. If you tell them, oh, what can I do about I'm getting a bit fat, and they will not say, well, I'm not as fat as you, and like, oh, and there is this competition. It can be useful sometimes, but it also creates envy, and that is not a good thing. And a lot of girls envy each other. They compare, they envy, and they compete. And same with guys. Well, I do want to share how I'm shy about my thin arms, but I see that your arms are bigger, so I don't feel comfortable sharing, and maybe you'll think I'm weak, and you'll think I'm girly, and you think I'm a sissy, and I'm a mama boy, or whatever else. There's always this wall between the same sex with males too. But we have to be above it. We have to see people as people. When you're looking for a potential partner, it's in most cases natural to look for the opposite sex if you're attracted to the opposite sex. But when you're looking for connections and you're making connections to help other people, gender does not exist. And that is still something I cannot quite digest well. I'm getting there, but as you have noticed, look who I'm talking to, right? Okay. That kind of answers the question, right? But we want to grow together and we want to overcome it together. Helping people of the same sex is the same as helping people of the opposite sex. And our role in life is making other people's life more comfortable so that other people can make our life more comfortable too, right? We do agree with that. Not give and take, not quite that simple, but give, and something always will come back from other people to you. Then it works. Guess who's back? Right. Wonderful. Okay, so we've been through two issues today. The first one is being open is not sitting still, and do not turn inwards saying that you have enough friends, you don't want to socialize, you don't want any new connections, you don't need other people in your life. You do. This is natural. We are like a spider web. We're all connected. Don't have to turn it off. We're all connected, and we are to always continue making these connections no matter how old we are and how many friends we have. It is like blood circulating in your body. It is always there and will always be there and will always circulate. And some cells will die off and some new cells will be made, right? The same with connections with people. Connections with people of the opposite sex, connections with people of the same sex. The more you understand people who are similar to you or who are different to you, the more easy it becomes to make these little connections. Thin or thick, strong. You see where I'm leading up to? Okay. Thank you for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.